Hello students, how are you? I hope you are well and safe. Students, in this chapter, thermodynamics, we discussed about the different processes. We discussed about the foundations of thermodynamics, first law, second law. Now in today's class, I will tell you what kind of numericals being asked from first law, second law and third law in the examinations. Entrance exam like IIT JEE and medical entrance examination like NEET. What kind of questions examiner ask from this first law and second law? So today we will discuss few numericals related to float, slot and thought, third law of thermodynamics. So students, in this chapter thermodynamics, in today's session we shall discuss numericals of first law and second law of thermodynamics, which were based upon different concepts of first law and second law. So let's start with the different questions. The first question which is there in front of you: what is the work done when a gas is compressed by an average pressure of 0.5 atm so as to decrease its volume from 400 ml to 200 ml? Now what you are doing, you are basically compressing a gas from 400 centimeter cube to the 200 centimeter cube. You are changing the volume of gas from 400 centimeter cube to the 200 centimeter cube. Now let me tell you one thing, that centimeter cube is equal to milliliter. 1 centimeter cube is equals to 1 ml, and so 400 centimeter cube is equals to 400 ml. So is 200 centimeter cube. So basically you are changing the volume of gas from 400 ml to 200 milliliter. Now this change in volume, if you convert this volume into liter, it will be divided by 1000 and it will also be divided by 1000. So it will be 0.4 liter to 0.2 liter. And the change in volume delta V will be 0.2, which will be in liters. Now in order to calculate the work done, we shall apply the formula W is equals to minus P delta V, as we use this in chemistry. As per the formula W is equals to minus P delta V, pressure is 0.5 atm, external pressure, and change in volume is 0.1. Answer will be in liter atm. So it will be 0.1 liter atm. And in order to convert this into joule, we shall multiply this by the 101.3, and final answer will be 10.13 joule, which is first answer. So first is the right answer of this question. Now the next question: a temperature of 1 mole of gas is increased by a heat constant pressure. Then find out the work done. Are you getting this question? In this question, what examiner is asking, you have to find out the work done. In what conditions? When temperature of 1 mole of gas is increased by heat constant pressure. So we know that PV, now we will see the solution. PV is equals to RT at room temperature for 1 mole. Now if we do the differential, P into V plus delta V is equals to RT plus 1, change in temperature. So by applying this equation, the work done, which is P delta V, will be equal to the universal gas constant R. So this is a very good question, and answer of this question will be R. This will be the answer of this question. Another question: a gas expand from 1.5 liter to 6.5 liter against a constant external pressure of 0.5 atm. And now during this process, which process? Expansion. During this expansion, the gas also absorb 100 joule of heat. So during the expansion, gas absorb 100 joule of heat. The change in internal energy of the gases, you have to find out the change in internal energy delta U. As per the equation of first law, we know that delta U is equals to Q plus W. What is Q? It is heat. which is absorbed by the system. We already studied in this unit that absorbed heats are positive energy, released heat are negative energy, and absorbed heats are positive. They are considered as the positive energy. So heat will be plus 100 in this case. In this case, heat will be plus 100. Now, in order to calculate the change in internal energy, what you need is Q plus W, and Q will be plus 100 joule. What about the work done? Work done, we calculate work done by the W is equals to minus P delta V, as we did in the first question. So pressure is 0.5 atm, and this is the change in volume. You don't have to convert this volume into liter, as it is already in liters. So this will be the change in volume, and when you shall multiply it by 101.3, it will be converted into liter atm. So finally, change in internal energy will be 153.3 in joules. After converting all the units, the final answer will be minus 153.3. Definitely this will be in negative, because work done is pretty more negative than heat absorbed. So the final total answer will be minus 153.3, which is option number third. So third is the right answer of this third question. Another question. Now what is asking in this question? What examiner is asking? A liquid is stirred in thermally insulated container. Please remember, this is thermally insulated. Now the moment you heard thermally insulated, which means Q should be equal to 0. There should not be any heat exchange between system and surrounding, because it is thermally insulated container for about 2 hours. Now which of the following is correct? Work done is greater than 0, heat is 0, work done is change in internal energy is more than 0. Now you see, it is stirred, liquid is stirred for approximately 2 hours in the insulated container. In this, work is done on the system. W is equals to 0, internal energy will increase. So here in this case, as work done on system is 0, work done on system W, and internal energy will increase. So right answer of this question will be option number 1, where work done is also positive and internal energy change is also positive, but heat is 0. So here work is positive, internal energy is positive. Right answer of this question will be option number 1. Another question. This question says a system absorb 20 kilojoule heat. This system absorb 20 kilojoule heat. So Q is equals to plus 20, and also does 10 kilojoule of work. See, when there is a work done by system, then definitely it will be negative or positive. We know that in chemistry, work done by system is negative. So this will be negative work done. And when we shall apply this in the equation of float, delta E is equals to Q minus W. Q is plus 20 kilojoule. As minus sign is already there, we will apply just value 10 kilojoule. So the change in internal energy will be plus 10 kilojoule, means this is the change is not only 10 kilojoule, it will be increased by 10 kilojoule. So the right answer of this question will be option number 1. It will increase by 10 kilojoule. Yes, you are right. This is based upon first law of thermodynamics. Now another question. If the gas absorb 200 joule of heat, how much heat? 200 joule of heat means plus 200 joule, and expand by 500 ml. Expand by 500 ml means half a liter, 0.5 liter, against a constant pressure of this much. Then change in internal energy will be, according to this question, what will be the change in internal energy? What will be the change in internal energy? Now again, in order to solve this question, we will apply equation of first law. Change in internal energy is equals to Q minus W. Here heat is given already plus 200, but work you have to calculate it separately, as it is done against the constant pressure of this much, we will apply the work done P delta V. We will apply work P delta V, and by using this formula minus P delta V, we shall calculate the work done, which will come minus 100 joule when you will use all these values. And when these values will be put here in this equation, Q is plus 200, W is 100, negative sign is already there, so change in internal energy will be plus 100 joule according to the first law of thermodynamics. Again, question number 7. In the insulated container. Now what do you mean by insulated container? The moment you heard the term insulated container, what should come in your mind? Q must be 0. 1 mole of a liquid, molar volume 100 ml. 1 mole of a liquid, any liquid is there for which volume is 100 ml at 1 bar. Liquid is steeply taken into 100 bar. Pressure is transferred from 1 bar to 100 bar. When the volume of liquid decreases by 1 ml, find out the delta H of the process. For this process, if you will apply the law of thermodynamics, first you will calculate the change in internal energy and then you shall calculate the change in heat. Your answer will come in terms of liter ATM or bar ml. It will be 8900. It will be 8900 because volume of 1 mole liquid is 100 ml at the pressure. So the change will be 8900 bar into ml. And second will be the right answer of this question. Another question, when enthalpy and entropy change for the chemical reactions are this much and this much. You see, units are in calorie. Predict the reaction. Now you have to find out what kind of direction reaction could lead. We know that spontaneity of any reaction is characterized by the value of Gibbs energy, which is delta H minus T delta S. Since here delta H is negative and delta S is positive, entropy increases. This entire value, because T is always positive, this entire value will be negative, and in this case delta G will be negative. Under what conditions? Always at all temperatures, at all given, always at all given temperatures. So this reaction will be spontaneous for all temperatures. Another question. In this question, what is given? It is given enthalpy and entropy change, delta S, delta H for the reaction Br2 liquid. Let me write it again. Bromine liquid plus chlorine gas gives 2BrCl gas. Now for this equation, this is delta H and this is delta S. The temperature at which reaction will be in equilibrium. You know how to judge the equilibrium? Delta G, Gibbs energy, is equals to delta H minus T delta S. Now we studied in the previous classes for equilibrium. For equilibrium, delta G should be 0. So here we will say delta H is equal to T delta S. Delta H is equals to T delta S, and by using this equation T will be delta H upon delta S. T would be equal to delta H upon delta S. Now this temperature will be delta H is, what is the value of delta H, students? 30 kilojoule. 30 into 10 to the power 3 joule divided by delta S, which is 105 joule per mole. This is also joule per mole. Now by using this equation, value of temperature you will get here is 285.7 Kelvin. So this will be your answer, 285.7 Kelvin, option number 2. All right. Now the another question, again from the second law of thermodynamics. If the delta H vaporization, what is delta H vaporization? It is enthalpy of vaporization of pure water at 100 degrees Celsius is this much, and the value of delta S vaporization is, see, the temperature is given, heat is given. We know that as per the formula of entropy, delta S is Q by T. In this case, Q is equals to delta H. So the delta S will be delta H upon T. Eventually, when you will put the formula here and here, you will get this value 108.9. So this 108.91, which is option number 1, will be the right answer of this question. In the another question, question number 11, the temperature at which this reaction Ag2O plus gives 2Ag plus half oxygen at 1 atm pressure, atmospheric pressure is 1 atm, will be in equilibrium is. Now examiner wants to know at what temperature this reaction will be in equilibrium. Again you have to find out the equilibrium and enthalpy change and entropy change for the same process has given in this value, 30.58 kilojoule and 66.11 joule per Kelvin. The only trick in this question is units. This value is in kilojoule while this value in just in joule. So for the equilibrium, like we discussed, delta G is equals to delta H minus T delta S. For equilibrium, delta G must be 0. If you apply delta G is 0, you will get this equation. T is equals to delta H upon T delta S. After putting the value, you will get this much, 462.6 Kelvin, which is first answer. So right answer of this question will be 462.6 Kelvin, which means this is the temperature at which this reaction will be in equilibrium. This is the temperature at which this reaction will be in equilibrium. All right, now we shall move to the next question. The another question here is combustion hydrogen in a fuel cell. You know about fuel cell? Fuel cells are the most advanced cells in which we burn the small molecules like hydrogen, ammonia, methane as a fuel, and we generate heat. This equation which is given here is the simple equation of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Now in this equation, when 2H2 reacts with oxygen, it gives 2H2O. This one is O2. It gives two molecules of water. Delta H is given and delta G is given, this much and this much. Now we have to find out the value of delta S. The same question will be solved by the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Delta G is equals to delta H minus T delta S. Now when you will manipulate this equation, you will get delta S is delta G minus delta H upon T. Since all the values are given, delta G is given, delta H is given, temperature is given 300 Kelvin, we will put the value of this much here and we will solve this question for given answer, and the given answer of this question will be minus 88 joule. Another question. Now in certain chemical reactions, if any certain chemical reaction is given for which delta S is 150 kilojoule and delta S is 100 kilojoule, 100 joule per Kelvin. Here unit is kilojoule and here unit is joule per Kelvin. At 300 Kelvin, the value of delta G will be, again, you will solve this question by using the equation delta G is equals to delta H minus T delta S, and the final answer by applying the above set values in this equation is 120 kilojoule. Delta H is plus 150 into 10 to the power 3 minus temperature is 300 Kelvin and delta S is 100. By applying this, you will get the value 120 kilojoule. So fourth will be the right answer of this question. Again, in the next question, examiner is asking what is the value of standard Gibbs energy change, delta G naught. Students, you already know that when we apply delta G naught, it is standard Gibbs energy. So examiner is asking what is the value of standard Gibbs energy change if the equilibrium constant for the reaction is 10. Do you remember when we were studying theory part of this particular segment, I told you this is something very important. An examiner used to ask question from this segment where delta G naught is related with the equilibrium constant like minus 2.303 RT log 10 base K. Now if we shall apply the values of R and T, R is given, T we will consider the equilibrium temperature and room temperature 300 Kelvin, and the value of K is 10. When you will put these value in this equation after solution, what you will get in return is, student, it is minus 54.4 kilojoule per mole. So this will be the answer of this question. Furthermore, another question is given. Here in this question, we have one equation. What is given in the equation? Zinc plus copper plus 2 gives copper plus zinc plus 2. It is given that Gibbs energy, standard Gibbs energy of formation for copper plus 2 and zinc plus 2 are this one and this one respectively. Then the standard Gibbs energy change for the above reaction will be, see, the standard Gibbs energy change relatively for any given reaction will be equal to summation, sum of the standard Gibbs energy for the formation of products minus reactants. For solid like zinc and copper, solid copper and solid zinc, this value will be taken as 0. So this will be 0, and after putting the other values of copper plus 2 as a product, zinc plus 2 as a reactant, when you will put these value, the answer will come minus 212.2 kilojoule, which is option number 3rd. So right answer of this question will be minus 212.2 kilojoule. Now the next question. In this question, equation is given. Carbon monoxide, when it reacts with half of oxygen, it gives CO2. Delta H is given. At this temperature, change in entropy is already given. What is the change in free energy? Examiner is asking what is the change in free energy, which is delta G. Very simple question. We shall apply the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. According to the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, delta H will be this much, T is given, and delta S is also given. By applying this, minus 61.2 kilocalorie per mole will be the answer of this question, which is option number 4. So right answer of this question will be minus 61.2 kilojoule by applying the equation Gibbs-Helmholtz. Another question, what it says? It says standard Gibbs free energy change delta G naught is related to the equilibrium constant Kp. Again, remember students, I told you this so many times that this is something very important. They are related in the exponential terms, and this is the relation between them. You can replace this Kp by Kc. When you will convert this into the form of without logarithm, it will come Kp is equals to e to the power minus delta G by RT. So out of these options, which one is the right answer, students? 4th is the right answer of this question, where we say that Kp is equals to e to the power minus delta G naught by RT. In this question, examiner is asking what is free energy change delta G when 1 mole of water at 100 degrees Celsius and 1 atm pressure is converted into steam, vapor at 100 degrees Celsius and 1 atm. So basically you are converting 1 mole water of 100 degrees Celsius and 1 atm into the steam of 100 degrees Celsius and 1 atm. We know that conversion of water of 100 degrees Celsius into steam of 100 degrees Celsius, this process will be in equilibrium. This is equilibrium, and we studied this in the theory part that for equilibrium value of delta G will be 0. So there is nothing to solve in this question. It is not numerical anymore. We know that change in Gibbs energy delta G is eventually 0 for processes which take place in equilibrium. So the right answer of this question will be option number 4, 0 calorie, since the change in Gibbs energy, free energy, will be 0 as equilibrium is there. So students, these were the questions we discussed about the first law and second law of thermodynamics. I hope you understood the today's question and today's session. Please keep coming and keep studying. In the further classes, we shall discuss about the chemical energetics and remaining topics of this chapter. Thanks for attending session. Keep coming and keep studying.